this year. Very Merry Christmas, a joyful cheer. A very Merry Christmas, oh, let me hear. Yes, very Merry Christmas, without old tears. Every night, every day is a happy holiday. A very Merry Christmas to you. Very Merry Christmas, oh, we'll have this year. Very Merry Christmas, I keep so near. Every light, every soul from every friend that comes along. Very Merry Christmas to you.
Good morning. How are we? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We are back again with the proceedings of the Chandler Halderson trial. So if you guys are new to my channel, just in case, we've been on this about, I guess, for the last week. We've got maybe 5 to 7 videos on it so far. You're welcome to go back and check up, get caught up on all of it. Today, we're going to be watching the portions of the trial where there will be some detectives that come in and talk about a few things. But most importantly, we're going to look at the interview with Chandler Halderson. So it's going to be about a 2 hour, 2.5 to 3 hour live today. So buckle up, grab your beverage of choice, and I hope you enjoy it. Hi, Heidi. How are you, honey? You're going to listen while you're decorating for Christmas? All right. Sounds good. All right. Let's get to the trial, you guys.
Timothy, Timothy, blank, Blanke.
Mr. Blank, what do you do for a living?
I'm a detective for the Dane County Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been in that role?
I've been a detective since 2014.
And how long have you been in law enforcement?
Since 2004.
Were you asked to assist in the missing persons investigation to Bart and Krista Halderson that turned into a homicide investigation at some point?
Yes.
If you had to summarize generally what your role has been in this investigation, what has it been?
I've had various aspects of the investigation, including assisting with digital forensics acquisitions, interviewing witnesses, and helping compile information.
I think the jury just heard from a young woman by the name of Kat. Were you involved in her interviews somewhat?
Yes.
Okay. You were one of the detectives who conducted them?
Yes.
At all times, was Kat cooperative with you?
Yes.
Showing you what's been marked in this case is exhibit number 120. Just briefly, what is that?
That is my curriculum vitae.
In your role as a detective with the Dane County Sheriff's Department, are you frequently called upon to conduct investigations into electronics and computer technology and things of that sort?
Yes.
And what type of training do you have in that area?
I'm certified in multiple disciplines in digital forensic tools, including the Celebrate UFED for PC software, Celebrate Physical Analyzer, and Burla for digital forensics of automobiles.
We may hear from you multiple times during this trial, but it's the first time I think the word Cellbrite has been mentioned. What is Cellbrite?
Cellbrite is a company that provides a number of software solutions to law enforcement, the defense industry, the government intelligence agencies, as well as the private sector for acquiring and analyzing digital data.
And for a large part, does Dane County Sheriff's Department as well as other police agencies employ some of Cellbrite's services?
Yes.
And specifically, one of their services involving the downloads of phones, email accounts, things of that sort?
Yes.
Just give us a basic overview. If I gave you my phone and I gave you my password, what would Cellbrite do to it?
The Cellbrite UFED for PC program would be used to acquire data from the phone. It essentially makes a copy of the phone in a forensically sound manner to prevent any alteration of the data.
Okay. If a layperson were to use the phrase, the police downloaded my phone or they mirrored my phone, is what they're referring to as a Cellbrite download?
Yes.
Okay. I just picked up a random exhibit. It doesn't really matter. It's exhibit 540. What does that appear to be?
That appears to be a text conversation obtained from a Cellbrite.
Okay. Does Cellbrite have different ways you can view the messages or view the communications within the software?
Yes.
I wonder if this is how they're going to, or this is the guy that figures out that the texts that he sent were sent from Chandler. The ones that were sent from his mom's phone were sent by Chandler at their house.
One of those ways is this very pleasant way to see it, correct?
Yes.
And what's this referred to in your industry?
Conversation view.
And what's the other way?
There's a timeline option. There's a few others.
Sure. So if I display 540, which is already in evidence, messages that we've already looked at, this is the conversation view that's the product of Cellbrite from the raw data it downloads from phones.
Yes.
Okay. Can Cellbrite be utilized in other aspects, or is it just phones?
No, it can be utilized for a number of options.
What other types of services, communication methods, things of that sort can Cellbrite be used for?
Cellbrite can be used for acquiring data from thumb drives, other electronic storage methods. We can actually obtain data from drones. We can also use it to analyze data provided to us by a number of internet service providers such as Google, Facebook, Apple.
In the course of this case, were you asked to do just that in a variety of different fashions for different devices and services using Cellbrite software?
Yes.
Okay. Have you found that software to be a good tool and an accurate tool to download the contents of either those providers, email accounts, or Google or phones? Have you found it to be accurate and a solid tool for law enforcement to use?
Yes.
And do you have any problems with it yourself?
No.
You say you had numerous involvements in this case, different things. At some point, were you asked to meet with the defendant's brother, a young man by the name of Mitchell Halderson, regarding a DNA sample?
Yes.
Okay. And did you obtain a DNA sample from him?
Yes, I did.
In a homicide investigation, are DNA samples taken from a variety of people?
Yes.
For what purposes?
That can be for a number of purposes. It can be to identify a suspect, but it can also be to eliminate someone from involvement in a crime. It can also be used to identify other people's involvement in other aspects of the crime.
Sure. And did you talk to Mitchell about getting a DNA sample?
Yes.
And did he provide one to you?
Yes, he did.
I'll show you it's been marked in this case as exhibit number 361. What does that appear to be?
That would be the buccal swabs that I took from Mitchell Halderson.
Okay. Because of the cadence and where you're testifying in this case, it's probably the first time anyone's heard the phrase buccal swab. What is a buccal swab?
That's a swab taken from the mouth of a person we're obtaining it from.
And you took it yourself?
Yes, I did.
How do you take a buccal swab from someone?
Now, the first step is to place a mask over my own mouth to prevent any of my own DNA from contaminating the sample, and also to wear latex gloves, which are provided in that kit. We then have the person we're obtaining the sample from take a drink of water and swish it around in their mouth to remove any residual DNA that might be in their mouth from another person. Then 2 swabs are taken for approximately 30 seconds each on each side of the inside of the person's cheeks, using a cotton swab attached to a wooden stick, essentially a long Q-tip.
Okay. After you take a buccal swab from a suspect, and we can use Mitchell Halderson as the example, what do you do with it at that point?
I retain custody and control of it. I then allow it to dry for a minimum of 24 hours before packaging it.
And is it sealed at that point?
Yes.
And where are those generally kept?
In the Dane County Sheriff's Office evidence room.
And are those frequently transported to a certain location for testing at some point?
Yes.
And what's that location?
The Wisconsin State Crime Lab.
Anything about Mitchell Halderson's buccal swab or DNA sample different than the normal process for you?
Not at all.
Okay. If I haven't already done so, I'll move 361 into evidence, and we'll just leave that there for now.
Any objection?
No objection.
It's received.
In one of you mentioned that you interviewed Kat, and one of those interviews, did you become aware that this was a screenshot, exhibit 532, that she had taken of a location of Chandler Halderson?
Yes.
And did she provide this to you?
I believe so, yes.
At some point, were you and other sheriff's deputies, just using the streets on here, able to match that up to a real location in the real world? Were you able to figure out where this was?
Yes.
And where was it?
It's in the town of Roxbury, just across the Wisconsin River from the Sauk City, Prairie to Sac area.
Okay. Have you been out to that
Lake?
property?
No, I haven't.
And you're aware that sheriff's deputies later searched that property?
Yes.
And I'm going to show what's been marked briefly as 55. It's been received into evidence. Does that appear to be the area that was screenshotted by Kat and provided to you during that interview?
I don't recognize that area. I haven't seen it myself.
Sure. Give me 1 second here.
That's where the mom's remains were found, or part of them.
Just to match it up, if you look at 532, this was the screenshot she provided to you. And is there a little island in the middle of the river right there?
Yes.
All right. And it's a rural area with a town across the way.
Yes.
Okay.
That was it on that one. All right, hang on. I gotta switch over to this one. No further questions. And when asked if the defense had any questions, no, thank you. So now they're gonna bring up the next witness.
Good morning. Could you please state your name, both first and last, for the record, and spell them?
Elizabeth Allen, ELIZABETH, last name Allen, ALLEN.
How are you employed?
Directly in front.
I'm sorry, what?
How are you employed?
I'm a detective with the Dane County Sheriff's Office.
And were you employed in that capacity in July of 2021?
I was.
And during that time, did you at some point become assigned to go to the property on Irwin Road in Cottage Grove, Wisconsin?
I did.
Okay. And when you first arrived on that property, what, if anything, were you assigned to do?
Myself, Detective Brent Baverstock, and Detective Tim Blank were doing a line search behind the shed where Cress and Dulce said they saw Chandler's vehicle. When we got to the property, we noticed what appeared to be fresh tire tracks as the weeds were kind of pushed down. So we did the line search where the tire tracks ended. And then once they ended, we went into the wooded area. And that's where Detective Baverstock found the torso.
And in the course of this investigation, you also came across some items that turned out to be of note.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
This is where they found the dad's remains in the mom's girlfriend's farm property.
Detective, I'm going to show you what has been marked as exhibits 108 through exhibits 113. If you would look through those and then describe them generally as a group.
So exhibit 108, I'm looking at some oil drums, some overgrown brush, and a tree line.
Okay.
Exhibit 109, I'm looking into the oil drum, which was previously described in the first one. Exhibit 110 or 110, you're looking inside the oil drum and you can see a pair of scissors, a sharp blade, and also a handheld saw.
Do we need to say what those were used for?
Exhibit 111, you can see the handles of a bolt cutter. Exhibit 1112, you can see the top of the bolt cutter. The handles are red and it appears to be a Craftsman brand. Exhibit 113, you again see an up-close image of the blade saw, the scissors, and the handheld saw.
Okay. And did those all appear to be true and accurate photographs of what you observed?
Yes,
And the date you observed these, was that the 8th of July,
it was.
2021?
It was.
At this point, I would move exhibits 108 through 113 into evidence.
No objection.
They are received.
No objection.
Detective, before I display these to the jury, these exhibits 108 through 113 to the jury, could you just we have a map here, exhibit 57, or not a map, I'm sorry, an aerial photo. Could you show where that oil drum was on that date and where you observed these items?
This is the girlfriend's property.
So
Not the
here's the
girlfriend,
oil drum, and Detective Baverstock and I were out on the property waiting for the cadaver dog. And while we were waiting, I noticed the triangle shape in the oil drum, and that's what prompted us to look inside of it.
And could you also point out where you observed those tire tracks?
Right here. Right beyond it.
Judge, if you could turn on the HDMI.
This is the mother's girlfriend's property.
Yep.
And they should appear on the computer monitor if it's turned on.
It is.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm publishing exhibit 108. How would you describe that photo for the jury?
So that is the oil drum. And if you're looking at the picture to the right of it is the tree line. And in between the oil drum and the tree line is where the tire tracks were.
Exhibit 109, how would you describe exhibit 109?
So that is the triangle shape that I saw from the rusted oil drum.
Exhibit 110.
That's the inside view from the oil drum. You can see a pair of scissors, a saw blade, and a handheld saw with a blade attached.
Oops. All right, I'm going to skip, I guess, to exhibit 112.
That's again through the oil drum, and you can see the top of the bolt cutters, red handle, Craftsman brand.
And exhibit 113.
That again is through the oil drum, a pair of scissors, a saw blade, and the handheld saw blade, or with the saw attached.
And exhibit 111, the slide did not somehow make it into the PowerPoint, but could you describe that
Yep,
photo
that's
to the jury?
handles of the bolt cutters, red handle, black grips.
Were these items that you observed in the oil drum collected in connection with the investigation?
They were.
Nothing further of this witness at this time.
Any cross-examination?
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Couple questions. Prior to July 8th, had you ever been to that Irwin Road address?
No,
And again, prior to July 8th, had you ever seen these items you found in that drum?
no.
That's all. Thank you.
Any redirect?
No.
May this witness be excused at this time.
I'm sorry, what was that? So she's basically saying, oh, so it could have been there well before Chandler was there. That's what she's trying to say. Really? Hey, Jackie, we're so glad you're here for your first live. It is very disturbing, Nancy. Ugh. All right, continue on. So freaking creepy.
Yes.
Thank you, Detective. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, you too.
Good morning. Please state and spell your name for us.
Bebop.
Richard Bennett, RICHARDBENNETT.
And how are you employed, sir?
I'm sorry, what?
How are you employed?
With the Dane County Sheriff's Office as a detective
How long have you been a detective?
since May of 2021,
And how long have you been with the sheriff's office?
December 19th of 2005.
Were you assigned to various parts of the investigation, to the missing persons of Bart and Christopher Halderson, and then later to the homicide of Bart and Christopher Halderson?
Yes.
And it was one of your roles at times to be in contact with Mr. Halderson?
With,
I'll phrase it a different way. At times, had you made contact with Chandler Halderson?
yes.
Did he have your phone number?
Yes.
At some point on the 8th of July, around 10:15 in the morning, did you receive a call that went to voicemail from Mr. Halderson?
I did.
And you've heard that call in preparation for today. Does that appear to be a USB drive in that envelope?
Ooh, this is going to be good. This is when Chandler, I think, starts to worry.
Yep.
And
Yes.
I'm showing you Exhibit 116. I would move 116 into evidence.
No objection.
It is received.
And was that call, the voicemail, excuse me, was that downloaded and placed into evidence in this case?
Yes.
If I didn't move, I'll move 116 and 117 for the court record, and I'll move to display 116.
Very good. 117 may be received. I think that's the transcript.
No objection.
Just 1 second. Just to confirm the date and time, I think you answered yes, but it was July 8th at 10 in the morning, 10:15 or so?
Approximately, yes.
Okay. We're going to play that right now. And Judge, if we could have the HDMI left again.
Hi, my name is Chandler Halderson, and I haven't heard anything about my parents since, and I've heard everyone's been talking about my brother and not me. And I'd like to hear something. If you could give me a call back, my number is 920-838-4549. Thank you.
And was that the voicemail, sir?
Yes.
Did you in fact call him back, or did you not have that opportunity?
I did call him back.
Okay, and did you talk to him?
I did.
And what did you talk about?
Similar to the content of the voicemail he left, he asked about updates and people speaking with his brother.
And what did you tell him?
I informed him that I did not have any additional updates based on any information that he'd probably already received from speaking with detectives the prior day.
Okay. Were you yourself the main assigned case detective at this point?
No.
No further questions.
Cross-examination?
Detective, before calling Chandler Halderson back, you knew in your mind you weren't going to tell him anything substantial, correct?
I knew that I didn't have any substantial information to provide to anybody.
He was a suspect at that time.
No, not to my knowledge.
So on July 8th, to your knowledge, he wasn't.
It was early in the morning at that point. No, I did not have any additional information from the night before.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any redirect?
No.
Thank you. I can't help it. That flipping a defense attorney drives me nuts, y'all. There was a point where he starts, I think we're fixing to hear from the other detective really quick, and then it gets into his interview. But I think that this other one is where Chandler starts to get really nervous and start asking questions about all the cops around the neighborhood, because the cops are around the neighborhood asking questions, and he's seeing them.
Morning, Detective. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some communication that you might have had with Mr. Halderson at this point. I know you've testified before. Just going to July 8th, so kind of the second full day of the investigation, the parents reported the day before missing. On the 8th, did you receive any calls from Chandler Halderson?
Yes, I received 3 telephone calls from Chandler.
And did you talk to him all 3 times?
Yes.
Okay. Approximately when was the first call that day?
The first call was at approximately 11:30 a.m.
Okay. And what, to your recollection, did you talk about with Mr. Halderson?
Mr. Halderson wanted to inform me that he had spoken to the news, the media, gave some interviews on that. I asked him if he had any further information for us that he may have provided to the media that we didn't have at that point, and he said he did not.
Approximately when was that call again?
That one, I believe, was approximately 11:30 a.m.
Was that recorded or not?
That was not.
The next call with Mr. Halderson, when was that?
That one, I believe, was at approximately 1:30 p.m.
Okay. And what did you talk about at that time with Mr. Halderson?
Chandler told me that he had been searching around in his parents' bedroom, located a set of keys in his father's nightstand, the end table, that he believed were to the cabin. He told me that his brother Mitchell was on his way over to the Oak Springs home to grab those keys because Mitchell was going to drive up with his fiance to the cabin to check it out.
Okay. And around this time you got this call, were you aware that Dane County had asked Langlade County to assist in this investigation?
I was.
And what was the plan at that point? Were deputies from here going up there?
Yes. I told Mr. Halderson that we'd like to be in contact with Mitchell as we were going to be sending 2 members of the sheriff's office up to assist with the search. I didn't want anybody going in or around the home without law enforcement present.
Sure. And was that call recorded?
It was not.
Okay. Did something happen between the second call and you said there were 3 calls and the third call that day that was important in the investigation?
Yes. We received information that Chandler Halderson was observed out at the farm in Cottage Grove, near a wooded area. I also had just received, prior to the third call, information that torso was located in the area that Chandler Halderson was last seen.
In your mind and in the course of the investigation, is that the point where this became a homicide investigation for you versus a missing persons investigation?
Yes.
So the third call, when was that?
That one was approximately 3:30 p.m.
And was that call recorded?
That one was recorded.
And why was that one recorded and the prior 2 not?
At that point, Chandler had called me. We found a torso in the location where he was observed. It appeared to be a male torso at that time. Chandler moved from a person of interest to a suspect at that point.
Sure. The deputies that you had sent up to Langlade County at some point, was any action taken regarding those folks headed up to Langlade County?
Yes, those members of the sheriff's office were part of our crime scene unit. We immediately called them and arranged for them to turn around and come back, as we now had an active crime scene.
Okay. So when we watched the Langlade County video and they talked about Dane County turning around, that was the impetus was you and that stage of the investigation where everything changed.
That was why. Yeah.
Okay. The call that you recorded with Mr. Halderson, approximately what time was that again?
That was approximately 3:30 p.m. I believe 3:38.
I'm showing it's been marked as exhibit number 114. It's a USB drive, correct?
Correct.
And this is the recorded call. You've had an opportunity to listen to this or with Mr. Halderson.
Yes.
Okay. Move 114, 115 into evidence for the court record.
No objection.
They are received.
Move to publish 114.
You may.
Yeah, he was wearing glasses while the girlfriend was testifying, but not near
A little confused. I got 2 squads parked right outside my house. And they're not really canvassing. They're just kind of sitting there. Is everything all right?
Yeah, I mean, they're in the area doing canvassing, and they're also probably doing a shift change right now, getting our second shift crew on around 3:30.
Oh, there's 4 now. Something going on that we need to know?
Well, they're probably doing reports. They're probably doing shift change. You know, they've been going around trying to get a hold of neighbors, so I'm wondering if they're in the area trying to catch people now that they're coming home from work. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to any of them in just a little while.
All right. Well, any news? My brother, I haven't heard from him.
No, as far as I know, they're still on their way up north. A couple hour drive, so he's probably halfway into it, right?
Yeah, I suppose about.
Yeah. Any news on your end at all? Have you gotten any phone calls, text messages?
Gotten any messages other than from concerned parents? I can't. There's no mail. There's a hold on my mail.
Okay.
Is that normal? Are you guys getting it at least?
No, we don't put a hold on people's mail. I've never heard of that happening before.
There's a hold on my mail. There's a ticket in there. All mail held at the station is what it says.
Okay.
Paranoid.
Yeah, nothing done by us, that's for sure.
Because I'm gonna need my medical bills.
Yeah. No, we wouldn't put a hold on people's mail, and typically only the people that live at the address can do that. Did your parents put a hold on the mail? Does it say who put the hold on the mail?
I can go check, I suppose.
Okay.
Do you know of anything? So, I don't know. It's kind of stressful. Sorry, so there's nothing new going on?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right.
Yeah. Who's there? Are you at home still right now, obviously? Because you're saying they're outside. Who's there with you?
Yeah, no, they're not with me. They're just 4 squads just parked outside.
Okay. Who was just talking in the background, Kat?
Yeah, Kat's over with me.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, I mean, I can definitely give you a call or message you, I guess, depending. What time are you planning on going to dinner?
I'm not sure, but
Okay.
pretty soon here.
Is it cool to call you?
What was that?
Is it cool to call you whether you're at dinner? Okay.
Anytime.
Okay. Well, I'll keep you posted if I hear anything. I mean, obviously with the mail, that has nothing to do with us at all. I've never heard of a detective or law enforcement agency holding somebody's mail. You know, and then as far as everybody in the area, you know, you kind of had to figure we were going to be in the area all day today.
Yeah, I was just wondering why there were 4 cars instead of the canvassing.
Yeah.
Oh, any news about that blue house with the big cameras?
The blue house with the big cameras. Is that the one across the street?
Yeah, across the street, kind of in the corner. It's a newer house.
I haven't talked to.
I stopped by their house.
Yeah, I have a detective that's getting footage from the area. I don't know exactly which houses he's gotten video from yet. But yeah,
Sounds like they downloaded all of it and already have it at IT.
Oh, okay. So he's probably reviewing it now.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes time to go through those things. You figure you can only fast forward so much.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll give you a holler if anything pops up. You know, and I'll give a call around and just kind of get a briefing from people up in the area.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay. Thanks, Chandler.
Thank you.
Bye.
A couple of questions. Solve one thing right away. This issue with the mail, what was that about?
Chandler told me that he received a ticket in the mailbox that the mail was being held.
Sure. And did you later learn that that actually was true?
I did. Yeah. Law enforcement does not have the ability to hold somebody's mail. So I didn't know exactly what was going on there. Throughout the investigation, we did learn that the Windsor post office had heard of the missing people, Bart and Krista Halderson, and put a hold on the mail for them at that point.
That had nothing to do with you guys?
It had nothing to do with us.
Okay. There were parts of that conversation where Mr. Halderson asked about increased police presence or whether something new had happened in the case. At that point, something new had happened in the case, right?
Correct.
Why did you not tell him that? And why did you answer the questions in the way you did?
So at that point, keep in mind, we had just received the information that a torso was located in the area that Chandler was at the farm. So in the command post, we're trying to arrange a lot of different things. A lot's going on. We're trying to, control that crime scene out there. We're trying to get our crime scene investigators back to the area. I'm trying to get detectives out in the area of the Oak Springs home. I was trying to ask Chandler who was at the house because I'm trying to determine, first if he's home, where he's at. Like I said, he was a suspect at this point. So I just wanted to find out where he was, who he is with. I didn't want to tip him off, that I had other areas or other officers converging into the area.
Okay. What was the plan at that point? Following that call with Chandler you said about 3:30?
Correct.
And approximately how long before that had you received the torso news?
It was approximately a half hour prior.
So you're 30 minutes into knowing it's a homicide investigation. What plan do you come up with in the command post at that point?
So we had already, like I said, called our crimes unit back to respond to the farm. We had several deputies and detectives in the area of the Oak Springs address doing canvassing. We're contacting neighbors. We're talking to friends. You know, a lot was going on in that neighborhood. So there was an increased police presence, obviously, throughout the investigation. At that point, a few phone calls were made just to have detectives and deputies more so in the area. And then, you know, basically, I was trying to arrange for Chandler to come downtown to the public safety building where I was located so we could perform an interview.
Sure. And was there anyone else you really wanted to interview that day?
We wanted to interview Kat also.
Okay.
Kat Melander.
How was that accomplished? What happened?
So we had some detectives and also a deputy assist make contact with Chandler and Kat. They consensually, basically they were told that detectives wanted to talk to them downtown, and they consented to that.
Okay. Were they driven downtown or did they drive themselves?
They were driven.
Really quick, I wanted to touch on this. Hippie Chick, I don't know if him and Mitchell are talking right now. That would be interesting to find out. We have heard that we think that him and his girlfriend are still talking. Isn't that weird? So yeah. So basically, guys, this was happening on July 7th. They believe that on July 1st was when the homicides were committed. And then from the 1st to the 7th is when he was kind of acting like nothing was wrong. I think when did he report them missing? Around the 2nd or the 3rd, I believe, or I'm not sure. It was a couple of days into it that he went to the police and reported them missing.
In squad cars?
Correct.
And were they in the same squad car or separate squad cars?
They were in separate.
Okay. When they got down here, were they taken to the same room or were they together for any length of time?
Yes, when they arrived here, when the squads pulled in to the location, they were able to talk. They were right next to each other. They were escorted up the elevators to our interview area, which is in an office area of the building.
Sure. I'm going to show you it's been marked in this case as exhibits number 119. Was the interview with Chandler, was that audio and video recorded?
Yes, it was.
And you've seen a copy of that in preparation for trial?
Definitely.
119 appear to be a USB of that video?
Yes.
I'll move 119 and 118 for the court record into evidence.
Any?
No objection.
It is received.
Move to publish.
You may publish.
While I'm getting ready to do that, interview rooms, they have cameras in them?
Correct.
How many cameras usually?
There's typically 2 cameras.
Okay. And when Kat and Chandler were brought into these interview rooms, were they walked down together? Were they walked down separately? How did that work?
Yeah, so they would have came up the elevator together in the presence of law enforcement. You would walk out into a hallway. Kat would have went down the hallway to the left and around the corner. Chandler remained in that position because the interview room he was going to was right there.
Okay. And sometimes there's a delay when people get put in the interview room for a few minutes?
Yes.
Okay. So if we start 8 minutes in, would you be able to represent that nothing notable happened in those first 8 minutes other than Mr. Halderson sitting there?
Yes.
Okay. And there might be a minute or two more right after that before you walk in?
Correct.
Okay. And we'll do that in 1 second. There's another detective that joins you in this interview, correct?
Correct.
Who is that?
Detective Bill Hendrickson.
Why are there 2 detectives at this point in the interview?
We always have 2 detectives in interviews, a couple different philosophies there. My focus is the lead detective is getting the questions out to Chandler and observing his responses. But I also have to take notes so I can remember everything that's being said. The second detective is also watching the body language of the person, and they can also chime in if there's something that they feel I'm missing, maybe not asking the right question or asking the question in the proper way to get the answers that we're looking for. They can chime in and maybe clarify things for us.
Okay. At this point, I think it would probably be best. We'll play this video. I'll move this exhibit as to not obstruct anyone's view. Approximately how long are we going to be watching this video, Detective, just to give everyone an idea of how long they're going to be moved?
I believe the interview was approximately 2 hours long.
Ooh, I hope that they fast
So
forward
perhaps
the
dimming the lights, Judge, would be
pauses.
appropriate.
And we may see if we started on the record with the jury at 9:30. I don't know that we can go through the entire interview. We'll find out. Maybe we'll take a break during it if we, at an appropriate point, so that we don't go much past 90 minutes in here and come back and finish up the remainder of the video before the noon hour.
I mentioned we might speed up a little bit, but for instance, I'll just jump to 4:30, or I'll jump to 8 minutes and 16 seconds. That's just Mr. Halderson sitting in an interview room.
Correct.
Okay. Now, a couple of questions. Just first, Mr. Halderson is eventually going to move to that chair that's in the bigger part of the screen, right?
Yes.
And that's when you guys come in?
Yes.
Okay.
We asked him to move to the other chair.
But looking at that top left screen at this point, Mr. Halderson's there. It looks like he has a water cup on the table.
He does.
Okay. He's not handcuffed or chained to the floor or anything like that, right?
No, he was down there consensually at that point.
Okay. And you mentioned that as they walked in, Kat went to another room. If you're looking at that top left screen and you were to walk out that door, would Kat have been to the left or would she have been to the right?
She would be to the right of the screen.
Okay. So at least in your knowledge, the last time Mr. Halderson saw Kat, that's the way she was walking?
Correct.
All right. And there might be a minute or two here, but we're going to start playing at 8:16 and
So he came in voluntarily and has no idea that he's a suspect yet. Because they want him to talk. Okay, so this is the 8th of July. All right, I was thinking this was the 7th of July. The 7th of July is when they found the body, or the remains. How we doing in the chat? You guys still with me, or y'all just listening? Y'all are quiet today. Yeah, it sure is, Louise. I'll stop talking when they start talking. Just so you guys know, I'm not going to talk over the interrogation. No way. Hi, Noreen. Welcome in, honey. Oh, Julie, you're at work. You know he is freaking the hell out, you guys. Well, he was already freaking out when he made that phone call to the cops. Why are they out there? What are they doing? Yeah, it's like they leave him in that room to make him sweat. They're trying to sweat the truth out of him. He is freaking out. You know he is. Probably going through all the steps of what he did to hide the crime and where he messed up. I wonder if he realizes that the mom and her girlfriend were suspicious of him. They knew he was acting weird. Someone who doesn't like to move around a whole lot. He's moving around a whole lot. Exactly, Helen. Oh, I don't know. Was he trying to listen to the room next door? That's a good... I wonder if that's why they mentioned that. Maybe he was. Ooh. He knew she was in the next room over. was wondering why they asked that question about where Kat went. Yeah, you kind of wonder how could someone come to this thought process? Hey, Lisa. But they trimmed most of this already. He was trying to listen. I totally missed that. So he was trying to listen to what was going on in the next room where Kat was. Makes sense. This is where it all happens, where he realizes, you know, in the back of his mind, he's got to know that they know, but he doesn't want to believe it.
Right, Chandler, how are you doing? Yeah, good. Good. Did you guys switch spots? Yeah. That's in that red shirt. Yeah.
All right, I'm going mute.
Just one water? Okay. Here's an extra checker. No, there you go. What's going on? All right, so we're just going to talk to you a little bit more, okay? Let's write some signage here. All right, just so you know, I'm gonna record stuff, okay? It just helps me remember everything and picks up everything that we talk about. All right. So Brian Shunk, Detective Dane County Sheriff's Office, we spoke yesterday.
Yeah. Chandler Halderson.
Yep. What's your middle initial, Jan? M as in Michael.
Michael.
And then your birth date?
3/15/1998.
Got it. And then your cell phone I already have. We've been talking on that. So obviously we're here. We want to talk a little bit about your parents going missing, right, Krista and Bart? Before we get started, just because you're up here, okay, so I'm just going to read you your constitutional rights. Okay, so it's a Dane County issued card that they give us. So I'll just read them to you right off the card, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to consult with a lawyer before questioning and to have a lawyer present with you during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you at public expense before or during any questioning if you so wish. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop the question and remain silent at any time you wish, and the right to ask for and have a lawyer at any time you wish, including during the questioning.
Okay.
Do you understand the rights I just read you?
I do.
Okay. Realizing that you have these rights, are you not willing to answer questions or make a statement?
Just a yes. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
the second one.
Okay.
So I'll just read it again. Realizing that you have these rights, are you now willing to answer questions or make a statement?
Oh, I will make a statement.
Okay.
So you understand them. You're willing to talk. Can I have the card so I could read it? I missed some. I'm sorry.
I can
still having a little bit of problems. The third one.
All right, I'll read it.
We'll start all over.
Yeah.
We'll just read them all again.
All right. So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to consult with a lawyer before questioning and to have a lawyer present with you during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you at public expense before or during any questioning if you so wish. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop the questioning and remain silent at any time you wish, and the right to ask for and have a lawyer at any time you wish, including during the questioning.
Okay.
So then the only two questions I asked were, do you understand?
Yeah, I understand, and I am willing to make a statement.
Okay, perfect. All right. So like we already said, I talked to you yesterday. So today is July 8th. It's about 5:11 now. We started talking at 5:08. So yesterday, July 7th, I came to your house where you live with your parents, Bart and Krista Halderson. And the reason I was there is you had gone to the Windsor Police Department and reported them missing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't go to the department. I went to their like office break room area
in the same building.
Yeah, I think it's mixed in with the city hall.
Okay. But nonetheless, a deputy came and spoke to you. Okay. So you reported your parents missing. We got some information from you yesterday. We've been following leads last night, working today to, go through different things, just trying to locate them, right? So I guess if you want to start with, let's just go back to last Wednesday.
Wednesday, I was with my dad. What time Wednesday? I remember it. It was kind of a bad day.
Okay. Why was it a bad day?
Well, my mom had work, so she was gone. My dad and I were watching something over lunch. It was The Wheel of Fortune, and we would normally have the couch like with our back facing our the table we sat at the end of you coming.
Downstairs or upstairs?
Downstairs. Okay. In that room with the TV. I tossed the ball and I smashed the glass.
Okay.
With the dog's help. That set my dad off and we tried to clean it up. Okay. I don't know about him, but I got injured. But he was mad. He didn't really talk to me too much that day. My mom got home at 5, I believe. That's her normal, 5:20 to 5:30.
What time does she work,
7:30 is when she leaves. I don't know her hours, but I know when she leaves at 7:30. And then all the way up till 5, and she comes home 5:20, 5:30.
Did she come home about 5:20, 5:30 that day?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. So you guys are downstairs, just to touch back on that quick. So the couch, so yesterday when we were down in your basement, the couches were
in a bed. He helped me put them in a bed before and Thursday, but they put it into a bed so I could sleep near the bathroom, and the dogs sleep in that floor. So they'll be a lot better if they're sleeping on that floor.
Downstairs floor?
Yeah.
Just cooler for them or something?
Yeah.
Probably. Okay. All right. So you were tossing a ball. What type of ball was it?
Just this gross, hairy tennis ball that Rizzo loves.
All right. Just like a green tennis ball, like a normal.
Yeah.
Normal ball. Okay.
With the squeaker, not like a tennis racket ball. But
they don't chew those. My dog chews those out of any tennis ball. They just chew the squeakers out and then they don't play with them anymore. All right. So you're just tossing that around. Broke the fireplace glass. You said you were injured. What type of injury?
I got a pretty deep hole in my foot. Last night, Mary looked at it and she said the reason it keeps bleeding is because there's glass in it.
Oh, so, you showed us your toe.
Yeah, I showed the active leaf.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that one. It could be infected is what she's thinking, but Neosporin's been helping.
Okay, good. Keeping it clean and stuff. Best you can.
I know how, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Wednesday, back to Wednesday. Yeah. Once I got all the glass out of the dog's hair, she didn't sustain any injuries.
Good.
Nothing even on her nose. She got it with her shoulder bone, I believe. So glass dog. That was roughly around 2. And then the rest, he didn't really talk to me. I went back to doing like a job search, kind of just shitting my day away. Just getting games, YouTube maybe. That's when I came across one of the jobs I liked. Then 5 o'clock rolled by and mom came home. Dinner.
What did you guys have Wednesday night?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Who made it?
I think it was probably just stuff from the fridge. I think we all did our own thing again.
Sure.
By the way, a detective at my house said something's happened, and while we were leaving, people were going inside. Is there a warrant for my house?
Should there be?
No, I'm just wondering if.
Okay.
Can they go
As
in?
far as I know, they were at your house and they were going to be there talking to you to ask if you would come up here and talk to us.
But Officer Haley just like walked pretty much in to the gate, the gate on the outside. Just kind of walked in. I was wondering.
Was that when you were getting your wallet?
No, we were. I was in the car waiting to leave. I was just wondering if everything's okay because she said something's happened.
Okay.
And we need to go down.
All right. We'll find out what that's about.
Oh, has anything bad happened? Oh,
not sure. All right. So Wednesday night, mom comes home. Dad was angry. Was he yelling or what was? How would you describe Dad being angry?
It was he would yell if you said something to him. I guess if you talk to him, if you give him his space, he'll be okay. So
Wednesday night.
Wednesday. If you just give him his space. That's all we did. Just give him his space. He won't yell or do anything.
Okay.
That's all we had to do. Ma and I went to clean, do some laundry, make our beds, stuff like that.
Who is we?
Ma and I.
Your mom. Okay. And that was Wednesday night.
Yeah, that was, we had an early night. No TV that night.
Gotcha. What time did your parents go to bed Wednesday night, do you think?
I was in bed at 8.
You were?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you when they went to bed.
Okay. No worries. And you were downstairs. That's where you've been sleeping. You told me last night.
I was in my room Wednesday.
Upstairs. Okay. Gotcha. So in the bedroom upstairs, and then you slept downstairs. Why have you been sleeping downstairs again? You told me last night. The bathroom is right there.
I need to be close because stairs, I can't see too well in the dark now. So.
Yeah. Gotcha. And just like last night, I'm jotting some notes quick. It doesn't mean one thing is more important than the other. It just means that I need to remember stuff and sometimes.
I understand it.
Gotcha. All right. So did you sleep with your door closed that night or open?
Oh, yeah. I always have it closed.
Closed door. Yeah, makes sense.
I have a feeling they argued a little bit after.
Parents did? What were they arguing about?
Probably what set my dad off that day, the glass.
Okay.
Us not having food ready. Stuff like that. We just microwave whatever was in the fridge, I suppose.
Yeah. Who was upset about that?
Dad.
Dad was? Okay.
He usually doesn't like that. He likes when we cook.
Okay. Does he ever cook?
I haven't seen him cook. Oh, he grills. He likes to grill. He grilled on Thursday.
Nice. All right.
I think I told one officer the green egg. He got it makes terrible food, but yeah.
Dad does?
Yeah. Oh, the green egg.
Oh, the green egg. That's like a grill or something?
Yeah, it's insulated and makes everything smoky.
Oh, okay.
It's Thursday morning. I wake up.
What time you think?
6.
Okay.
Dogs.
We talked about that yesterday. 6 a.m. is kind of your deal, right? 6 a.m.
Yeah, that internal clock now.
Yeah.
I haven't used the thing in a while. 6. I don't often eat breakfast, so I kind of just stay in my room on my phone. Help my mom out getting ready in the morning. She left for work at 7:30. I got her whatever she had to do. What was it? Those meaningless tasks, like just daily, like pillowcase changes and sheet changes, stuff like that. You know, in the morning
Before work?
yeah, that's what we always do. Then she's gone. My dad starts the grill around 8:39
In the morning?
to get the temperature right.
Was she working from home that day or?
Yes.
Okay.
We ate the grill. Nothing really happened between that. We kind of either were outside with the dogs from the lighting of the grill, him going in, taking a couple calls now and then, or emails or something. But we just kind of watched the grill and waited to get it set steady at hamburgers for $3.50-ish.
Okay.
Then we just kind of waited
For the burgers?
And then we ate noon 30. Or 12:30, sorry.
Sure.
Then we went inside and had our TV show again, Wheel of Fortune. So it was on around our time for lunch. Or was it Family Feud? The Family Feud was Thursday. Family Feud.
Where'd you guys watch that at? Downstairs?
Same.
Okay. Did you guys have a TV upstairs? I don't remember.
No.
Okay.
Not allowed. Sorry, I'm really trying to work memory.
That's fine.
Then, we went to go do our own things. I went back to a little bit more job searching. This time I branched into Forest instead of just Windsor. And he went back to work. We planned on something went well. Oh, we were I don't know, something went well for him. So that's all. Then we were hanging out again. My mom texts. I believe I texted her, everything's going well. His phone died, my dad. He didn't believe. He just kind of like charged it, put it on the dock, and left it. Then we just kind of hung out, and my mom gets home, and I start shrimp scampi for my dad because that's what he wanted, but we didn't have shrimp, so I made shrimpless scampi. That's where they told me while we were eating it, they were going to go with their friends, and I was like, oh, cool.
And they said they were going to the cabin.
Yeah,
Well, okay.
We're going up north. That's how they refer to it.
Who said that? Mom or dad?
Mom. My dad doesn't talk while he eats.
Okay.
So there we are at Thursday dinner, up north of the cabin. My dad says, I'll need a set for pipe repair and gas. So I'm like, all right. I grabbed the pipe repair stuff from his plumbing chest or plumbing box. It's like a tote of what you need for pipe repair.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 whatever jerry cans. I can't remember the amount, but they're red with the safety nozzles. Got those squared away. They had most of their duffels already packed at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And we all just started bringing them down to the mudroom with the shoes by the garage.
Where you showed me him.
After that, we watched what was that? Is a Netflix original, 7 Underground, the thrill-seeking, it's like they fake their deaths and they fly airplanes and they fight at the evil of the world by being ghosts. It's pretty cool.
I don't think I've seen that one yet. Who was watching that?
3 of us.
All 3 of you? Okay.
All 3. And that put it at 9. They had their drinks. Went to my computer. My computer was at that black table we sat at.
Sure.
We saw that stuff. Played a video game called Tarkov until midnight. Well, after midnight, maybe even. Kind of lose track of time. And my parents by then were asleep. We got the toothbrush and everything. Then I got upstairs. That was Thursday. Yeah, so I did. So we got the bed all set before we played Tarkov. And that's when I crawled into bed from the black table. So after our movie, we set up my couch bed and the pillows for the girls.
Who helped you set the bed up?
My dad.
Dad, okay.
Because he knew he was leaving and I would need that. Friday morning, I woke up. They had left with the stuff was all set out. They remembered the gas. I found the folding chairs that they wanted to bring, but they never brought them. I'm assuming they couldn't fit them. They're big. So I put those away. That was Friday morning. I go upstairs, feed the dogs. It was around 6-ish, not 6:15 when I woke up. I was a little late that day.
6:15 Friday, okay.
That's just when I looked at my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs saw my ma's note, the insurance for my appointment. I just ate whatever's on the counter. I think it was cornbread.
Where was the note from your mom?
That was on the kitchen, there's a peninsula.
Yeah.
With the insurance stacked up. But I moved it to the table.
Okay. And then those insurance cards were there also that we saw yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay.
which one I would need, but I have 3 now. Friday.
Yep.
So I hung out with Kat Friday night, I believe.
What'd you do Friday during the day?
Oh yeah, let's work backwards. I kind of shook the day away. I played video games.
Okay. Parents are gone. Why not, right?
Yeah, I didn't do anything that I should have. I should have been cleaning and all of that.
Well, the house seemed pretty clean when I was there.
You see all the dog hair? That's got to be gone.
It comes along with it, right?
Yeah.
All right, so Friday during the day, just played video games, kind of.
Yeah, then after work, I believe that was the day Kat came over.
After whose work?
Kat, she is
her work.
5 was her work when she was off. I believe she came over.
So she was done around 5. Okay.
The cat came at 5? He's like,
Oh, I don't think she went straight here after. I believe she came over. It could have been later, like 6, maybe give her time for like getting clothes.
this was after work. Did you say? Where's she work at?
She works downtown Middleton as a farm tech.
Okay.
She, I believe she stayed with me on the couch that night.
So she spent the night over.
Yeah.
You guys both slept on the couch downstairs?
Yeah.
What'd you do before you went to bed?
That was Friday night. That might have been my own night. I might be wrong. I'm wrong.
Okay.
I think I spent that night alone. I just kind of gamed online with some of my friends. Oh, I said Saturday night. I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah, no worries, man.
So one night, I gamed alone all night. One night, Kat spent the night on the couch. Oh, and Sunday, she spent the night in my bed with me. She helped me out upstairs. Sunday night, I know that because she didn't want to spend another night on the couch bed. She didn't like it. And she went to work on Monday morning. So that was my bed night. We backtracking. One night she spent on the couch with me, with like the couch bed we've made.
Mm-hmm.
But one night I gamed all night, or all day and night pretty much. And I'm pretty sure that was Friday night. And let's go with Saturday was my night alone.
Okay. So Friday, we believe she came over.
Yes.
And then Saturday was the game night.
Yes. So backtracking to Friday, when she came by, we actually we just oh right, no, not right. There's this movie or a TV series on Netflix. We watched pretty much the entirety of that into the morning. It was apocalypse show. Okay, I don't know the name.
What time do you guys think you went to bed?
I think we stayed up well until 10, I'd say.
PM?
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta be at least. The morning. Saturday, we didn't do much. She left. This is when I'm really starting to notice my legs. I'm kind of having anxiety and all of that, and like getting a little frustrated with myself and all of that. Like it wasn't too bad until like last week Tuesday when I started noticing it, and Saturday was like the peak, and it's kind of stayed out like this.
Okay. Peak anxiety, and
this kind of like set me like to ask for some space, and I just kind of gained Saturday. Couldn't tell you when I went to bed. I think I might have even stayed up till 2. That, yeah. Yeah, it's just the same game. Escape from Tarkov. I couldn't get a hold of any of my friends to play with, unfortunately. I played like some here and there from Discord, but none would like stick around for that late in the night.
Sure.
Then we get to Sunday. It's the 4th.
Judge, I'll give the court reporter a moment. I'm pausing the video at what's on the screen as 17:37:33. What's actually time played as 41:58. It is 10:30, the traditional time for the morning break.
We'll go ahead and do that, ladies and gentlemen. And when we come back, we'll finish up the video. I think it'll take us to the noon hour.
Damn it, I'm muted. Am I muted? Ugh. I hate it when I do that. Okay, before we get into this next one, when they come back from the break, Julie, thank you, honey, for that gift and that membership. Who got it? You would think that somebody that was on stream would get it before somebody that wasn't on the stream, but that's not how YouTube works. All right, going back to the second part of the interview. Oh, you guys, are you still with this interview? Can you believe all the ailments that he has? And he remembers all the details about the food. He remembers all the details about the dog, but he doesn't remember the important stuff.
I haven't moved the screen since we paused it, but again, at the actual camera time, 17:37:33 is where we start again. Playback time, 41:58. Words spoken by Mr. Halderson, where it's the 4th, and I'll begin playing Exhibit 119.
In the morning, I'm a little worried about my family. I think I called my mom. Oh, throughout I've called, I don't know the times though. Throughout the weekend, I mean, but I called my mom and just along those lines, and I get a text from her. It was a text message. It wasn't even my message, so I assumed she said White Lake today. So she sent it that day. I couldn't figure out where she was because it was a text. There was no iMessage, so I kind of just like left it at that. They're safe. They're alive. Then it's the afternoon. I'm talking to Dan. I call him up and I ask him, well, what he's doing. Or maybe that was the morning, but I called Dan that Sunday, asked him what he's up to, if he wanted to hang out. I don't like being alone at the house very long.
Dan is mom's coworker / friend?
Yeah, this guy. Go over there he invited me for fireworks in his driveway.
He said, or you said yesterday he lived in DeForest or Windsor, one or the other.
Yeah, close.
Okay.
I could point it at a map.
One or the other, I think.
So throughout the day, the dogs, it's just me and the dogs, the fireworks, and the dogs are like running around and into things. I'm trying to keep them okay. All they're doing is knocking stuff over, spilled their water. They haven't eaten. They won't go outside for me. Even on a leash, I couldn't get them out.
What was the deal with that?
Fireworks.
Oh, the fireworks
All
are
day.
spooking them so much.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
day.
I
So
gotcha.
I put them both into the fort, cranked the TV.
Did that seem to help at all with them?
Yeah. The loud TV helped. Rizza doesn't like, or maybe does like New Girl, the TV show, so we watched that. It's the theme song that gets her, I think. She barks. So we watched that. Izzy fell asleep, so Izzy's the old dog, the older one. Yep. So then it's Sunday. Like Sunday evening, Cat comes by to help me with the girls.
So she wasn't there during the day?
No, it was just me and the dogs. She left Sunday morning.
Okay.
From the... No, she left Saturday morning because I spent Saturday by myself.
I see that.
And then Sunday, it was just me and the girls till whenever Cat got there. We didn't eat together, I don't think. No, this is Sunday. So I went to Cat's house.
On Sunday?
So that was Sunday morning is when I left the girls. So all of Sunday morning, I had the girls in the fort. We watched New Girl. I went to Cat's house Sunday to eat, but we ended up not eating there. We went to Cress's house. It's Cottage Grove or Cascade? No, Cedarburg. It's a sea town area.
Okay. So where is it near?
I've never.
Cress.
Cress.
Oh, Cress. So Cress is.
You seen her on my phone?
Yeah, I saw the calls to her. That's your.
Helps me out with everything.
Cat's
mom's girlfriend.
Okay.
I try to talk to her as much because she's like, I don't know, wise, and she really helps me with what's going on with me. Because I've been in a slump, I'd say.
Okay. But so went to Cat's house Sunday to eat. What time do you think you went over there?
Food at 3:30. That's what they said.
So about 3:30 you went over to Cat's?
Oh, I was at Cat's well before. I was at there noon. Okay. Noon, let's say.
Noon. Where does Cat live?
The east side?
East side of Madison?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure I could look it up, but do you know the road at all or anything?
Taffliger or Andrew Lane, Taffliger.
Okay. I'll look it up. That's fine. And so you met her Sunday about noon. What'd you guys do at her place?
Well, she realized my legs, I wouldn't be able to do stuff with them. So her brother, and her brother's date went to a thrift store while she had me sleep. She just put me to bed and they went. And then they get home around 2:30. Kat and I rush back to my house, let the girls out, and we go back straight to the farm.
Okay, were you at the farm before you went to let the dogs out, or?
No, we were at Kat's. It's like a duplex.
So Kat's house Sunday around noon. You went to sleep with Kat, her sister,
her brother,
Kat's brother,
and his date.
Okay, sorry about that. Went to a thrift store.
Then we went to Cress's and we ate. After that, James left after dinner, leaving his date with us, and we took a swim. After the swim, we left, went to Kat's house to drop off his date. The date stayed at Kat's house. I think the date is Rose, maybe, is what her name was.
Rose. Had you ever met her before?
No, this was a Tinder match from her brother, Kat's brother.
Okay. What time do you suppose you guys went to Cress's house? So got to Kat's around noon.
Once they got back,
Okay.
Kat and I went to my house to let the dogs out, then we left. Oh, I think we got gas. And then we went to Cress's. So I would say we got to, it was maybe 4 when we got there. We were late for dinner. But it was good because they were still setting up.
Where'd you guys get gas at? Do you remember that?
One of the quick trips in town. I can't remember. I'm sorry.
When you say in town, are we talking DeForest, Sun Prairie?
DeForest, it had to be.
Okay.
I think we got, I'm still not super sure, but I know we were doing something on the way, or we didn't do something. I thought we were going to do a return, but I'm jumbling it right now, so just have that. We went to my house and back to Cress's. We were late.
Okay.
For dinner.
What were you guys driving? Were you in your
Kat's red Subaru?
Okay. Was she driving or you?
She drives that. Kat's her car.
Red Subaru, you said?
Yeah, it's at my house right now.
Oh, okay. And you rode with her?
Yes.
Where'd you guys go for a swim?
There's like a little pool up at the Cress's house.
Oh,
she's been helping me with my walking and everything, and they get me there.
Okay. Is it indoor or outdoor?
Outdoor.
It must have been nice with how hot it has been.
Yeah, they got something fancy to heat it from the sun.
Okay.
But that was the 3 of us.
Yeah.
Then we went back to around 6, no, later, maybe 7. We went back to Kat's apartment, dropped off Rose, got Kat's dirty or wet clothes. She had wet clothes. She was going to dry them. And we went to my house together.
So Rose got dropped off at Kat's?
Yeah, the duplex in the east side.
Okay. Was James with you guys at that point, or?
No, James left after dinner around 4:30.
Okay. Was he not getting along with Rose, or?
No, he had work.
Oh, okay. That sucks. Working on the 4th of July.
Something.
So did Rose get dropped off at Kat's duplex then?
Yes. We'll refer to Kat's house as a duplex.
Yep.
Cress is the farm.
Yep.
We grow berries.
Yep.
My house is my house. That's how we'll refer.
Gotcha.
Where are we?
Sunday night about 7.
Sunday night
Rose
about
off
7.
at Kat's.
Rose dropped off. We get to my house. And we go to my house in DeForest, Windsor. We feed the girls. We put her clothes that she brought, the wet stuff, in the dryer because that's what she needed to do. We get her clothes dry. That's after we get back, actually. And then we go to dance.
Okay.
For the fireworks. He asked us to come by 8:30. For some reason, I was trying to leave, but I was making a joke about it that we're gonna be late, like stuff like that, goofy crap. I drove to Dan's.
Okay. Which car were you guys in?
My dad's Subaru. It's a blue.
The one in the garage.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Then we get there, we stay for 45 to an hour. That's how I got the bottle rocket marks.
Show me those.
That the sparks. Right, you said and I think this was a wad or something that flew back.
Shot back out of it.
Yeah, that one stuck in for a little bit. That's why it's so bad, but these are sparks.
Okay.
Those are at Dan's house you got those?
Dan's.
The Dan's.
I didn't know the stick. You don't hold the stick. The stick flies with it.
Oh, sure.
I didn't know.
So you're over at Dan's house, about 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, get my hands a little bit. We find a firework that it spins and takes off, and it went straight to the bush. So we were like, no more of that. We're done.
Did it light the bush on fire?
No, it thankfully wasn't hot enough for that.
Good.
After I gave him a bottle of wine as a thank you for letting us come. Thankfully, I still have a couple bottles at home. While we're there, Dan had a few beers. His girlfriend was there, or fiance, or wife. I'm not sure their relationship, but she was there.
Know her name?
I never got her name. Just Dan's girlfriend. She's got purple hair. She's IT at MATC. The school's own IT.
Okay. Anybody else there?
Just the two of us, and then the neighbors watched. One to our left and one across the street. One group. The one across the street had some cooler stuff than I've ever seen a person be able to own, firework-wise. But there we are, and then someone in the distance, kind of closer to our house, launched a mortar, artillery firework, and then I was like, okay, we have to go home for the dogs, so we went, and that was pushing 9:30, 9:45. We got home. We got into the couch fort. And put on Daybreak, was the apocalypse show. Daybreak. I put on that because we were trying to finish it.
On Netflix?
Yes. This is Kat and I still.
Yeah.
She was spending the night. The whole time, dogs are pushing me, nosing me, and everything. And so we kind of stop and stop watching, and she goes to bed. I'm trying to let the dogs out, or at least go back in a little bit. But the fireworks, they couldn't. When we get to bed upstairs in my room, because she doesn't like the couch, and she had work in the morning.
Yeah.
And I see that's 10-ish, 10:30. And the whole time, the younger dog keeps jumping on us. So I leave Kat in the bed, and I go sit out down in the couches and chairs down by the real dinner table. I go sit there and just hang out with the dogs so Kat can get to sleep.
Where we first started talking last night?
Yes.
Like the main kitchen, dining room, and the couches? Okay, gotcha.
I sit down there so Kat can get some sleep because I don't work tomorrow. She does. Then I put the ladder in front of those steps so the girls can't come up. They pee on the kitchen tile, so I cleaned that, and like, well, at least they went before bed, you know. It wasn't the worst thing. They're not gonna go outside.
Yeah.
Then I go to bed. Then it's Monday morning. Cat goes to work 7:50-ish, or maybe earlier. Then I'm left to myself, so we put a new girl in the couch for it on Monday morning. I go back and forth through some video games, and then back. Video games. Back, and then
Those don't like to stand up very good.
yeah, I'm sorry, I'm trying to stretch a little bit while I'm sitting. Hurts. So we go video games. This is Monday. Again later, I have a little bit to eat for lunch. Well, at the end of the day on Monday, I did go for the afternoon. I did go to the farm to talk to Cress and Kat's mom. I told them what's happening with my health because I had the appointment at 2.
Did you go to the farm before or after?
After, because I told them what happened to me. And I told them the legs are probably going to be permanent and the headaches should be fixed after the hemorrhage. So now that I'm there, I talked to their mom and Crest together. And I think Kat's mom is all right with me. She's, I don't know, she wants me to move into the east side Kat's house and start paying rent as an apartment because she doesn't let it live.
Does Kat live with their mom or?
Kat has an apartment.
Okay.
Somewhere.
Kat does?
Yeah, it's by Mifflin. Okay. The Party Avenue. It's by there.
Okay.
So I'm there talking to their mom and Chris. Then I go up to have, break down by their shed and they go swimming. Right by the swimming pool is the shed, so they wanted to watch me, break down and all that. So after I noticed they're just watching, I just walk over to them.
Describe your breakdown to me.
I actually cried. Started kicking grass, just doing the toddler tantrum shit. Then I hopped in the water with them. Okay. So it was too late. I was in the water. Didn't realize Crest didn't have a top, and that was uncomfortable. But I talked to them more, and that's when she brought up the housing situation, how she doesn't like how my parents are. I guess I don't know. She doesn't know them that well. She's never met them.
Okay. Cress was saying that.
And Kat's mom. Kat's mom is speaks his her first thought right away. Yeah. So they're offering me to get a job, live with them, work for them while I'm working, and pay rent. And that's kind of their deal. I would have a month free of rent, or a month or two maybe if they're thinking. I could be able to borrow a car from Crest, maybe if she's nice. They're not using it, I'd be able to go to work.
Did she have a lot of cars or something? No? Okay. Just an extra one probably.
She stays at the farm.
Okay.
So if she didn't need it, I could use it
Sure.
to go to a job or at least interviews.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a job, you know, near where I live so I could bike. That would keep me, you know,
Yeah.
these going. I don't think they can get worse, but I could keep doing it, you know.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Sunday. So you were swimming, had a little breakdown. What were you having a breakdown about?
You ever have your legs kind of?
No, I haven't.
It's just.
Okay.
I don't even know if they're done getting like as bad as they can be yet. So
Yeah.
that's not fun.
And I think you were telling me last night it's a symptom of a concussion, right?
So
Is that right?
that's not it. It's a symptom of nerve damage from the hit to my spine. So it's permanent.
Okay, I understand that. Now it's better.
Yeah. So it's just legs. Thankfully, it's waist feeling is probably colostomy bag down the road and all of that. But here we are Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We're sitting in the pool. We're hanging out. They're just talking to me. Sometimes they're being nice. Sometimes they're like making the offer, like, "Hey, if you run, this is a good neighborhood. It's a cul-de-sac. There's parking." So, yeah, on the east side, just off of Milwaukee Street, that's Andrew. You take a left turn onto Andrew, down Milwaukee.
Yep.
So that's it. So it's a good neighborhood, kind of like the one by my parents.
Mm-hmm.
If I live there, I at least be on doing my own thing. And then they're like, "Well, appreciate you stopping by." So I head out and I go. That was Monday afternoon. I go to dinner at Kat's house on the east side.
Okay. What time do you think that was?
Had to be 7:30. I left the farm, which is Cress's.
7:30 p.m.
Cress's is the farm. Okay. So we're at Kat's. And then she's planning on feeding me. This is Monday, correct?
Yeah.
That's after the farm swim with Cress. I think we just eat and cuddle a little bit.
Okay.
I go home. There's the girls. Let them out and go to bed because I kind of had a day.
Yeah. What time do you think you left her place?
I'd say 9.
Hitting left about 9. Okay. She didn't come with you?
No, I was alone that night.
Okay.
I don't really want to drag her away. I think she stayed at her apartment or her house that night, not apartment.
Okay.
So there we are. Tuesday morning. It was just. I can't remember Tuesday. Dan wakes me up, I believe, with something, or not wakes me up. I did the 6 again with the dogs and the food, but I got back in bed. I don't know if I passed out or zoned out a little bit, but Dan is worried about my mom on Tuesday, I think.
Did he call
I said no word. My mom, I don't know if he called or I think he just contacted. That's what I can think of.
Reached out.
Yeah, he reached out. Then I'm like, oh, it's Tuesday morning. They should be here. No worried. I think I called my mom that day.
All right.
And then
You talked to her?
no, she never picked up. It's always
either?
It's always the voicemail. It's in voicemail. You know when you, so it's off, out of range. I don't know the other factors that could give you that.
It's like a voicemail right away. It goes right to voicemail, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So whatever factors can give you that.
So I might have missed it. So from the time like they left, did you talk to them at all when they were
I got a
up
text.
north? You got the one text
And I
that you mentioned
don't
earlier,
even like it.
right?
Yeah.
But that was it? Nothing else?
Yeah. So that's fishy to me, even the text, because I realized Memorial Day is when the White Lake Parade is.
Oh, sure.
There's no 4th of July. Maybe there's cheap drinks, but there's no parade at White Lake on the 4th. So, well, maybe there is now. I realize I've always gone on Memorial because that's the weekend I get time off from school and all of that. You don't get time off for the 4th.
So basically, from the time that they're gone at the cabin in your home, running around doing what you're doing, you just had one communication with mom?
Yeah, that's kind of how I just assumed the amount of people, where they're at, and whether they're all.
Well, I understand. I just making sure it wasn't more than one.
Her not contacting, but this is the only text.
Was there anything with Dad?
No, I won't even bother talking to him. He wouldn't use his phone while he's up there. He loves it.
Oh. Does he keep his phone on him when he's up there?
It's usually in the car.
Oh, okay.
My brother and I just text all the time while we're up there. We even set up wire antennas sometimes to make better connection.
Sure.
Okay. So here we are. Where?
Tuesday. Called mom. Voicemail immediately.
Voicemail immediately Tuesday.
Where Dan called, worried about mom not coming to work. You had already fed the dogs and that before Dan called you or reached out to you.
So Tuesday, I'm doing this kind. I got a coffee at a Quick Trip one day. Well, I think that could have been Tuesday morning. Okay. At Quick Trip, I got a coffee, and I used my dad's number at a Quick Trip to get me the free one because it was the Cruise of Gold. I could have afforded it, but there's a free one. And it's Tuesday, or it was a Monday. I could have gotten $1 one, but it was full price, I believe. And I grabbed the coffee because it was a free one. He hasn't used it for weeks, so I grabbed that. Had a Quick Trip. I couldn't tell you which one. I was just driving at that point.
When you use it's a rewards card is what they call it, right?
Yeah.
You just enter his phone number or something.
You type it.
Okay.
But I got coffee. It had to be, I'm assuming Tuesday. And I got a free one.
Sweet.
It was terrible.
Oh, it was?
I wanted to try Karuga Gold.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. Then we're at Tuesday. Cat's working. I'm gaming, job hunt. And then I started trying to get the glass. Because I've been a little lazy on the glass. I just kind of had chairs in front of it. I should have a broom and, the little sweeper holder, you broom it into that.
Dustpan.
Yeah. Tossing the glass into recycling. I get most of it. There's a bunch in the cracks of the stone that I'm picking out by hand. I didn't injure myself from that, but yeah. My blood was kind of on the floor, so I got the Swiffer I borrowed from Kat, from the foot. I borrowed a Swiffer to mop. I Swiffered the floor, like not the stone, but the floor. And then I got a little bit in the kitchen. And then everywhere kind of I walked pretty much. The bathroom, the kitchen, and then I couldn't get the carpet, so I still stained that up a little crappy.
Where was their carpet at?
The stairs between basement and kitchen.
Carpet. Oh, that's right.
Carpet stays. I tried. I can't get it out. I don't know how to do that, but then all the way up to the laundry room where I found my first aid kit. I just tried to stop all the bleeding, but it wouldn't stop. So.
And that blood was all coming from your left foot.
Yeah, left foot hole.
Left foot hole. Yeah. I mean, are we talking massive amounts of blood? Or are we talking, a little bit, like describe?
It started as drops until I got to the bathroom. And then I got back to go grab my sock and some of the paper towel. And then I see the glasses in there, so I grab a tweezers and I pull it out. And then it starts squirting out. And I got some on a little bit of the rock. It wasn't that bad of the rock, but I think the worst was that floor. That it kind of like this lid puddles.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't good.
Are we talking the floor down in the basement?
Well, that one, and then I go upstairs to the kitchen, and it's still going, and I'm trying to get my foot in the sink just to slow it down and pinch it maybe. And then I waddle upstairs to the IFAC, or the first aid kit. And once I got it kind of bundled up, it stopped for what I know. Then I need to get some tape. We have a tape box in the basement. I go there and I opened it up again. And I pull it a little bit more, but the basement was easy to clean. It's just cement, a little bit of water, and I rigged that up. But I grabbed the tape box and I wrapped it. After that's Tuesday.
Yep.
That's Tuesday. Wings. I go to Cats.
Oh, okay.
We had wings.
What time?
That could have been. I've been doing the BS of first aid and all of that. I go to Kat's house with her mom and her brother. That could have been 5 or 6. I can't give you the exact.
Did you guys pick up the wings and go there? Or?
No, I drove to Kat's. Straight there.
What'd you drive?
The Subaru.
Sorry. Car choice.
I just with the Volvo's seat, it I can't do it with my foot.
Okay. So you're talking about wings. Did you guys go pick up wings? Or?
Yeah, so we get there and we're calling around, seeing what's up. James is getting home with Jimmy John's. And we're like, oh, don't eat all of it. He's like, oh, I'm hungry now. Do all that post-gym crab thing. So he grabs, he eats half of his sandwich, and then we go, Kat and I, the two of us, in my car, we go to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Do you remember which one?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I don't. Had to be east, right? That's close to.
Yeah.
It's by a mall.
Probably east on them.
It's by a mall. It is a mall. We go in, we get the wings, we go out. We We go to Cats, we eat. We watched this movie, Pretty in Pink or something. It's about a girl that likes fashion and goes to Harvard. So,
is that on Netflix or is it on TV?
they have like everything there. I didn't know.
All right, so you ate the wings at Cats. What's Pretty in Pink?
Yeah, it was a mom's choice, but all the four of us, we all ate.
Okay.
And then went upstairs, laid down in our bed for a few minutes.
Just letting the food settle, or hanging out.
Notice she's kind of fallen asleep. So I'm like, okay, I'm ready to get out of here. And I go home, get the girls all ready for bed, going outside, get them water.
What time do you think you made it home?
Say 9 at the latest. So girls, water, not really food, they've ate before, but water and play, like indoor playtime and the bathroom.
Sure.
So.
Did you guys go to, so you were home alone then?
I've been home alone this whole weekend, really, except when Kat comes.
Yeah.
So Kat didn't come that night. So now we're pushing Wednesday, aren't we?
What time do you think you went to bed on Tuesday night?
Probably pretty dang close when I got home, 10 at the latest. Kind of been tired lately.
Sure.
Then in the morning on Sunday. Or no, wait, where are we?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay, so Wednesday. I try to go to the farm. And I keep spamming Cress. I kind of need someone to talk to because freaking out about my parents. Jane's calling me. I give her the address to go to the farm, or to the cabin. Jane Helgendorf. Never picked up from Cress, so I go home.
Did you drive over to the farm, or?
Yeah.
Because she wasn't answering her phone, right?
No, I got close, but then I realized I can't just show up. They'd shoot me. They don't know what I drive or what I look like with a hat on.
They got guns over there, or would they actually shoot you?
No, I'm just saying. Her dad lives there. He's 90. He got a buck when he was 95 or something. So I know if he didn't know who I was, he could have.
Yeah.
So he's old. But he can use a gun. That's why I wouldn't do that.
Yeah. So Cress's dad lives there too.
Yeah.
Is it Cress's farm or dad's farm?
It's her dad's. He built it.
Oh, okay. And then
she lives there. She's managing the property because he's in the chair.
Yeah, he's old.
So then it's not really a farm. It's a
farm,
hobby farm.
Yeah. Okay, I gotcha. I haven't never been there.
Let wildflowers grow for the beast. That's pretty much it. And their own berries. But it's then here we are. I turn around and then Jane calls. I get a picture of the property at the cabin. And I see that. So I'm looking at the cabin. And then it doesn't look right. There's a birch tree in front. And I didn't like the look of it because that didn't just sit right with me a little bit. But it looked like tracks were pushed down into the grass a little bit. I don't know, in the picture. And Mike said there was like light tracks, like someone was there.
Where was the birch tree at?
It looked like it was in the middle of the drive. And sometimes we do that. We find a fallen log and we put it like a double door entrance. Mm-hmm. So you go in from the gate, you park, you move the next, and then you drive.
Yeah, sure.
So that's like the only security we can get up there. We have done that before. The grass is overgrown, but that's from the storm and the fallen trees. Mm-hmm. You can't mow there because the flowers.
So with the birch tree, I mean, if you guys typically put stuff down like security, why did it look weird to you this time?
I've never seen that log. We have this log that's close to the shed. It's, I would say, closer to petrified than rotten. It's hard, like really hard.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of tree, but that's what my dad and I use when we go.
So you typically use the same tree. This one just seemed out of place too.
Yeah, that's not the tree we use.
Gotcha.
Where are we?
Wednesday morning, Jane sends you a picture of the cabin. You see the birch tree and it looked all right to you.
And then I go to the police station because I ask her, when should I make a thing? Point or the. I'm sorry.
No worries, man.
What?
Wednesday morning, you said you went to the police department.
Yeah, to make a. I'll talk to them about my parents. And then I met with 3 sheriffs that came.
3, you said?
3. There was a Seeley. He's bearded. The guy that drove me here. I'm not sure the name. And then Collins. She was also doing canvassing.
Mm-hmm.
So canvassing. So here we are, throws 3. I get the questions answered. Then we go to my house. And then there's 3 more, the same 3 sheriffs.
So they talked to you at the police station or wherever you
yeah, I get information and stuff.
And then they came to your house.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's probably about, then I came a couple hours later.
They were there questioning. You're here now questioning.
Mm-hmm.
And then that night, what night are we on? Wednesday night. I go to Dane and Mary's.
Wednesday night. What time do you think?
They feed me. I had probably 7:30.
And you said you went to
Dan and Mary Sesto, or Mary Sesto and Dan Something-a-bitch.
So Mary Sesto's house.
Mary Sesto's house. It's on the same road
as yours.
Yeah. Okay. Just up the curves.
Around the corner. For dinner, you went there?
Yeah. Oh, they just fed me. They didn't eat.
Okay.
They just wanted to brainstorm.
Any good ideas come out of it?
No.
Okay. So you said
you only could think of Dan, and Dan's been here.
Yeah. So you said you went to the police department to talk about your parents. Just tell me, what exactly did you talk about your parents with the deputies about?
Oh, we're making a report. That I thought I had to do that at a station.
Okay. And you were reporting, like, what were you reporting exactly? I just want to write down and have it on there.
They're missing this.
Okay. They're missing this. Okay. Gotcha. As far as you know, I mean, were you able to tell? We've gone into a lot of detail last night and tonight, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that you gave them as much information as you've given me, or do you think that
you asked way more questions?
Yeah.
So you even asked about my injuries, the bleeding, and the fireplace.
Yeah.
The sheriffs kind of gave what they need to make reports, and you just asked about like home life,
everything, right? Okay.
So you got more in depth.
Yeah.
I think. Wednesday, here we are, and throughout the weekend, I've been calling.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I'm just kind of look at some things here. So we started Wednesday. Mom had work. You and your dad watched Wheel of Fortune. I'm just going to kind of read stuff back through a little bit, okay? And we kind of ended it last night because I've been talking to you since then, so I don't think there's much else that I need you to tell me from last night. So watching Wheel of Fortune, you're on the couch, table downstairs, couch with the back to the table downstairs, and tossing the ball around for the dog and broke the glass fireplace. Your foot gets hurt, Dad gets mad. Right? Yeah. Mom left for work in the morning, comes home later on. Dog was fine, not injured at all. Was it the dog or the ball that crashed into the glass?
Both. The ball bounced it, but the dog hit it with the shoulder. Okay. That's how it broke. The ball wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, probably not. Okay. All right. Playing games, watching YouTube, job search. I'm just gonna, instead of reading out loud, just make sure I don't have any questions. You guys typically make your beds every day? Look like they were made yesterday when I was there.
Yes.
Okay.
We usually use sheets every few days in beds.
You change the sheets every
few.
Yeah.
They get changed.
I was gonna say that's
motivated basis. The dog hair, it's kind of hard to sleep.
Yeah, they probably do have some pretty long hair.
The heat they shed. But
yeah, no, that's fine. I get it. I got a dog. He sheds too, but you got two of them. All right. As far as the blood on your foot, how did you clean that up? So we were talking. You had blood on
Swiffer wet jet.
Okay, Swiffer wet jet. And where did you get that from?
Cat let me borrow it.
Where's it at now?
I returned it
to Cat.
Yeah. I don't know where it's at now. We just brought it back. Gave it back to her.
Did you use anything else?
Hydrogen peroxide for the tiles and the hard floors. Just the big globs needed a little bit.
Hydrogen peroxide. Did that seem to help get rid of the blood?
Well, it hurt my foot. That stuff. But it didn't really help. Okay. It kind of just made a mess.
And when you say only on tiles, I'm trying to remember your house.
I couldn't do carpet with it. It would ruin the carpet, right?
It would. I think so. Tiles, are we talking kitchen? Because downstairs is just like cement.
Well, when I had some blood on the basement, I used the peroxide.
Okay. Basement floor and tiles in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, peroxide. There wasn't as much. Like, there weren't like this size pools in the kitchen.
Okay.
I was pinching it pretty dang hard, but which was also cutting deeper because I had might still have another piece of glass.
Was that the biggest pool that you saw? Was something?
This was downstairs. This was kind of on the stone, close to the glass, and then there was one right at the base, kind of where the chairs I put.
Okay.
Like a good, 2 or 3 inch diameter.
2 or 3 inch diameter. Okay.
More than that.
Did you do anything so I wrote down on Tuesday that you tried getting the glass cleaned up in the basement, tossed it in the glass and recycling. Did you clean up at all when it actually happened?
No, my dad was furious.
So you just
So he did stuff.
to clean it?
Yeah, I don't know what he did. But he sent me to my room upstairs and he did whatever he did, but it still was on the floor after he was done.
Okay. Did your dad get injured at all when the glass broke? Did he step on any of
He
it?
sent me up, but I don't doubt it. When he gets mad, he's not thinking.
So we don't know if your dad got hurt.
No.
Okay.
No. But my best guess is that guy reached in the fireplace and cut off his arm or something. I don't know.
What was that?
What's up?
Head pain? Do you guys have like Tylenol or something? I know you guys can't really offer anything like that. But
Like a headache?
yeah, I've been getting the migraines from all of the hits and stuff.
Yeah, we can try to get you something.
Mm-hmm. So all right, so cleaning up the blood, we just got the Swiffer and the hydrogen peroxide.
Just kind of smeared it around. There's another paper toweling. Yeah, just that.
Okay.
And then there's, I don't know.
Where did all those paper towels go? Just in the trash?
Yeah. Some they're just everywhere in my car trash, in my trash.
They ended up in the car trash?
There's a bag in the car that I carried around. Trash.
Oh, okay.
It's like a gallon bag.
Okay.
That's more portable than the garbage can. So, yeah, bloody rag after bloody rag, just trying to get it all out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was a lot. I didn't feel sick, so it couldn't have been that much, right?
Yeah, you didn't lose enough to pass out or anything. Is there any reason to believe mom or dad's blood would be somewhere in the house? Have they been injured at all that you're aware of?
Oh, my dad scratches his psoriasis till he gushes blood.
Okay. Gushing. Describe gushing to me.
Enough to run down your leg, like cover your leg, I suppose. Like he has it on his knee. So when he does this, it just drips down. I asked him to stop, but he doesn't do it when he's stressed out.
Yeah.
He just kind of it's his tick.
Yeah, probably itches. Does he, does it enough to get on the floor? Does it leave?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like how much, before we were talking the water bottle lid and the Yeti lid, are we talking puddles like that or just ribbons or?
It could be enough.
Okay.
I'm thinking Yeti lid if he's there and I don't catch him soon enough.
Oh, jeez.
My mom's blood, just from her bloody noses she gets sometimes when she wakes up. That's why we've been doing the humidifier and dehumidifiers.
Yeah. Probably downstairs you get the...
We have to do multiple of them, but she can't be in the living room too long because that's a dehumidifier. You know, if she does, her nose gets bad. Not like a regular one, she gets it bad. But she either goes to the kitchen to fix it, her vanity, or the bathroom.
When she has bloody noses, are we talking it's just spraying around? Is it just dripping?
Well, it's not squirting, but it's just dripping, and she doesn't notice it.
Okay.
She can't feel it anymore.
Okay. Is there any reason to believe that in either one of their vehicles there would be any of their blood?
Their vehicles?
Yeah. Or anybody's vehicle, let's say that.
Maybe car trash. Mom's car trash would definitely the past few days. My dad's car trash.
Why would they have blood in their car trashes?
Well, my mom does the bloody noses with the air conditioning. So when we have air conditioning, my mom will have to use bring towels and stuff because in the hot days you can't have your windows open. You won't drive well. No. So with air conditioning, my mom will have nosebleeds. My dad hasn't had them as much as she does, but he gets them.
Okay.
His are worse than my mom's.
Does he ever get them in the house then, or?
Mostly just with the air conditioning, or sometimes with the dehumidifier.
Okay.
Me personally, just an air conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
I get them, but not as bad as my parents. It's not bad.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm just sitting right now. I'm just thinking.
What row? Not rut row. What row? That's like Scooby-Doo. Row said, please pause. I got to get my car trash. Why would you have a humidifier and a dehumidifier? You got, yeah, it's fixing to come down. The hammer's coming down. Just give it a minute. Oh my word.
Okay, it's kind of absorbing. I just want to make sure that I'm asking everything so I don't have to keep calling me and stuff.
You know my brother, is he okay?
Mitch?
Yeah, did he make it? I know that's a long drive for
He hasn't called. Yeah, he hasn't called me at all, so I don't know.
I don't think they've ever done a trip like that.
So it's like 3 hours, 3.5 hours.
Mitch, okay.
As far as up at the cabin, when do you think the last time you were up there?
Personally, last year.
Last year.
Memorial Day, I believe. If it wasn't the weekend before Memorial. I didn't make the parade. I never got to go last year.
When do you think the last time your mom or dad were at the cabin before?
My dad went when my brother was diagnosed with diabetes.
When was that?
The weekend before my concussion. So 1, 2, 3. Not including this week. 3, 4. Yeah, 4. 4 weeks.
Is your brother doing okay? He wasn't born with diabetes then?
No, this was. Okay. Like it's the kind you're born with.
June of this year, like 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
He went up, noticed our plumbing's gone to crap, and he bought a new set or something at a flea farm or a Home Depot, or it's like a 4-way converter type thing for the plumbing.
Okay.
Something
for the cabin.
Yeah, for the cabin.
Is it for like a toilet or?
Yeah, we have a toilet up there actually now.
Nice. Not just an outhouse.
No, there is an outhouse.
Yeah, you want an aspirin?
I appreciate that. Cool. What did you say?
I got Advil, that work?
Yeah. Cool. I was like, I thought you said Adderall.
No, I don't
No, not that. Just Advil. Just over the counter stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like 3 of them work?
Yeah. Appreciate it.
You bet. I'll drop them on there.
Thanks, Tim.
Just say Advil on them, right? You put them on your mouth already? There they are.
Nope, I just got
So the plumbing one's
true serum.
No.
Is it like was it a sink or a toilet, or what was it with the plumbing that went bad?
So when we have to pour water in every time we go up to start the pump.
Oh, okay.
So for some reason by pouring water in, the water never rose in the toilet bowl apparently. So you couldn't flush it, the water didn't come to the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
So he needed a new thing to stop whatever the problem was, I think leaking. I don't know, didn't hear everything from him.
Sure. How did he find out about that?
He?
Yeah. How did he know that there was a plumbing issue out there?
Well, he went up there just to go see the cabin.
Oh, so when you went up a couple weeks ago, he realized an issue. This time he wanted to fix it.
Well, he fixed the major issue, so it won't be flooding the house.
Okay.
The cabin. No, he wanted the pipe set to redo it.
Okay.
Because we need new pipes because they're lead. And I think we might be moving to plastic because there's no water heat. We can do plastic.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out what that part was. But that was when Mitch, diabetes, the number one.
Did Mitch go up there with him?
No, my mom and I were kind of with Mitch all that weekend doing stuff.
Dad just went alone.
Yep. And then later that week, I had my fall, and I just started getting my memory back.
Okay.
So,
where did his mom been up there this year at all?
Mom has not been up there this year. Maybe they were up there before. No, I think Dad did it all himself. Maybe. I think this is first.
And Mitch hasn't been to the cabin in a while, right?
Today?
Well, other than today.
Yeah, I couldn't say he's been there. He didn't go last year.
Okay. Does he kind of do his own thing, or?
Mitch hasn't lived with us, or, like, he's got a family now, a dog, a girlfriend, no kids, but it's kind of, just had time. You know how it is with brothers.
Yeah.
You just flew the coop.
Got a few of them myself.
Yeah.
All right.
I've started thinking about that myself, and my parents are trying to figure that out with me.
Mm-hmm. Bill, anything right about that?
We got all the background, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So I think it's time we start talking about what happened to your parents. Like the truthful version. Okay. So we have like 20 pages of writing. We're going to start with a clean white piece of paper for you to start telling the truth. Okay. What? Because listen to me. This is the only chance you're going to have to tell us the truth. Okay. What we listen. I can't tell you what we know, but we know you're not telling us the truth. We know your parents are no longer with us. Okay, and we know the reason why. Okay, you need to tell the truth. Listen. You need to tell the truth about what happened, and just tell us why it happened. Okay. If something happened, if you were defending yourself, or if you just got fed up with stuff, you need to tell us the truth. Okay. This is your chance to tell us why. Okay. I'm not BSing you. Okay. So can we do that?
Okay. Okay. What happened? Okay.
You know what happened. We're not going to tell you what happened. You know what happened. You were there when it happened. We're not BSing you, okay?
I wasn't there when it happened.
You know more than you think we know.
I understand.
But there's people that have told us things. We have evidence. We have proof that more has happened. Okay. So your parents never made it to the cabin, and I think you know that.
There'll be another pause.
Stand up. You want to stand up? This one right over here for me. Do you have anything in your pockets at all? Wallet. Just a wallet you just put in there. Oh. What's this right here? Vape and coin purse. Okay. So they won't take the vape down in the jail. Okay. Where's your coin purse at? You just took it. Oh, that's a vape and a coin purse.
No, it's in.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Just gonna make sure you have it. Okay.
Okay, quick question. Do you guys think he was acting that way because he was trying to act like he was upset that they knew they were unalived, or do you think he was acting that way because he knew that he was done?
That interview was conducted on July 8th. On July 9th, the next day, were photographs taken of Mr. Halderson's toe.
Photographs were taken of his toe, and I believe on the 9th.
And you've seen those photographs as well as the other photographs taken on that day in the course of the investigation?
Yes.
Showing exhibits 500 and 501. What are those?
Those appear to be images of the injury on Chandler's foot.
Okay. I'd move 500 and 501 into evidence.
Your Honor, I have a foundation objection.
Can you lay more foundation through this witness for the photos?
Sure, I will. Who took these photographs?
That would be Deputy Jim Plenty.
And you've reviewed these photographs in the course of this investigation?
Yes.
And the series of photographs taken start with overviews and move down to specific areas of Mr. Halderson's body?
Correct.
Okay. So while in these photographs you can't see Mr. Halderson, in the overview ones and as they move closer, you can identify the person?
Yes.
And who is the person being photographed?
Chandler Halderson.
That's fine.
They are received. They may be published.
I'd move to publish 500 and 501. Give me 1 second.
Sure.
I wonder how many times he's been to medical since he's been in the since he's been in the jail.
Would you mind queuing that up?
There's plenty of relevancy for them to show that picture because that's all he talked about was his toe and how it was bleeding everywhere, and it just goes to show that it wasn't his blood. You know,
Judge, you could turn on the screen.
he mentioned it several times.
Here's the HDMI.
The jury
all
needs
set for
to
it?
know
Yes.
Oh, okay.
that wasn't his blood from his toe.
Detective, I'm showing you what's been marked as exhibit number 500. Is that photograph taken of Mr. Halderson's foot?
Yes.
501, same thing?
Correct.
Look at that huge cut.
Can I just bring you back to 500?
Yes.
No further questions for now.
How could he
Cross-examination.
None at this time, thank you.
Thank you, Detective. You may return back.
No questions after that. I think the defense. was
Good
full.
afternoon. Could you please state your name and spell it for the jury here?
My name is Jill DiStefano, JILLDESTEFANO.
And Jill, whereabouts in the country do you live?
St. George, Utah.
And do you ever have occasion to visit this area of the country?
The first time I ever did was this summer.
And what brought you over to this area?
My daughter and her fiance live here
And whereabouts do they live?
in Sauk City.
Okay. And do they live in the city or out in a rural area?
It's rural. They kind of live in a weird spot on the edge of 3 counties.
Sure.
But I'd call it rural. Definitely for me, it's rural.
Okay. And is there any public land near where they live?
Yes.
And whereabouts is that in relation to their property?
They live 2 houses away from the river. Well, I guess there's woods before you get to the river. And across the street is a large open lot that is not public land, but at the time I first got here, I thought it was. It all looks like public land to me. It's all open.
Sure. And were you visiting this summer around July 3rd?
Yes.
And in that day, on July 3rd, in the morning between 8 and 9 a.m., were you outside?
Yes.
And what were you doing outside that day?
Playing with my granddaughter. I'm raising my granddaughter, and she and I were running around out in the front yard. Well, actually, she was running. We were waiting for my daughter to come because we were going to go to the park.
Okay. And did you see anything that day that ultimately maybe you were asked about from the police in this investigation?
Yes.
What did you see?
I saw a man who was walking away from some cars parked at the end of the street. At the time, I didn't know the river was there. So he was parked facing the river in the woods, and he walked away from it, and then he walked back to his car. And mind you, I was watching my granddaughter. I noticed him, but I was watching her. And then I thought he was walking back to meet someone. And then he didn't. And he looked across the street from my daughter where there's a big open lot, which at the time I thought maybe he was looking for a hiking trail. And then I didn't see where he went after he went back to his car. I assume now the only place he could have gone would have been into the woods.
Okay. And what stuck out to you? Why did you remember this? Or was there anything odd that caused you to remember this?
Actually, no. At the time, I didn't think it was odd. I just thought it was a guy who was going hiking. And when I met my daughter later, it was my very first day in Wisconsin. I said, "Is there hiking trails around your house? It looked like there was a guy there going hiking." And she says, "No, people don't go hiking there. They go fishing usually down by the river." And so I at the time, I didn't even think it was odd. I just thought maybe there were some good hiking trails.
Sure. Do you know what the roads are around there, even called?
Yes, because I ended up staying for 2 months once I got here.
Sure. About what are the road names that are around that area?
My daughter lives on the corner of, I think it's Highway 188, and it's called Jensen Road, but it's also called Old Highway 60, depending on which county you're in. Okay. And then it's right, the next street over is the new Highway 60, I assume it's new.
Got it. This man that you saw, if you give us a general physical description of him.
He was about somewhere in his early to mid 20s to maybe early 30s. Not real tall, maybe 5'10"-ish, I'd say. Either dark hair or a dark hat. I'm not 100% sure. And he was wearing a backpack and some pants. I can't remember if they were jeans or khakis, but it looked like he was going hiking.
Did you catch and were you able to observe what his race was?
He was white. Okay. Well, I assume he was white based on his skin color.
Okay. 1 second.
This is where he left his mother's.
You mentioned he was coming from some cars. Do you know what car he was coming from or what the cars were?
I know there were 2 or 3 cars parked there because they hadn't been when I arrived the night before. One of them was a Subaru. I know that because I had just sold my Subaru. And I don't know and one of them was dark. And I don't know for sure which car he was coming from. Okay. Or 2. He was just around them.
Thank you. No further questions.
Cross-examination.
Good afternoon. It's not unusual to see cars parked in that area, correct?
I wouldn't know. That was my very first day there.
You spent 2 months there?
Afterwards, there were days when there were no cars, and there were days when there were 2 or 3 cars, yes.
So it's not unusual that there were cars parked there?
Based on what I saw this summer, I would say so. Say it's not unusual, yes. Sorry, that wasn't clear.
This person you saw, you didn't recognize them as someone you knew, correct?
No.
And you didn't recognize them in any way other than the brief description you just gave, correct?
Correct.
That's it. Thank you.
Any redirect?
No.
May this witness be excused and released from her subpoena.
She is both excused and released from her subpoena.
Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day.
I think you've testified previously that you are one of the 2 lead case detectives along with Detective Sims, who's sitting with us at council table, correct?
Correct.
And as part of being a lead case detective in this case, you've been aware of various locations that have been discussed in this case where remains have been found?
Yes.
I have to computer already.
Yesterday, the jury heard from Kat, who displayed a map, a screenshot of a Snapchat map to everyone. When you saw that, were you aware of where that location was?
Yes, I was.
And just now, Miss DeStefano, I think I got it right, the court reporter nodded. When she testified, are you aware of that location that she's describing?
I am.
Are you very familiar with that area?
I am.
How so?
I used to work patrol for the sheriff's office, and that was one of my areas of responsibility. So I would frequently be in that area. The town of Roxbury was part of my beat. I would, patrol Highway 188, Jensen Road, or Old Highway 60, as some would call it, is one of the most northwesternmost parts of the county. Once you were to drive past that on 188, you would leave our county. So it's kind of a common turnaround if you were in that area.
Sure. And that location that Kat had the map of, you're aware drone footage was later taken of that area?
Yes.
And is that Exhibit 55?
Yes, it is.
The city we see across the river on the top right corner of Exhibit 55, what city is that?
Prairie du Sac is across the river.
Okay. And I'm showing you what's been marked in this case as Exhibit number 121, 122. Are those aerial photographs of this area?
Yes.
And showing you what's been marked as Exhibit number 123 and 124. What are these?
Those are pictures of Chandler Halderson.
In the course of your investigation, were witnesses who had previously been in contact with Mr. Halderson talked to you about any photographs they might have of him?
Yes.
And did a witness provide some photographs of him shirtless, kind of by a tree?
Yes, 2 photos.
And did that witness take those photographs, or did she just have them because Mr. Halderson gave them to her?
She just had those photos.
Okay. I'll move 122, 121, 122, 123, and 124.
Any objection?
None.
They are received.
I'll move to publish.
You may.
And then, Judge, if you want to turn on HDMI left. And just briefly, this is 532 that we looked at yesterday, the map that Kat was able to provide to law enforcement.
Yes.
And then 121, what are we looking at there?
This is going to be a drone photograph of the Highway 60 bridge. Jensen Road, or Old Highway 60, would be directly beneath the drone here. So this is a picture facing north.
Okay. 122, what are we looking at there?
Similar, it's a drone photograph taken. Jensen Road would be directly beneath, or approximately directly beneath the drone. We're facing to the west. This is going to be Prairie du Sac in the background.
Okay.
Wisconsin River, obviously, in the photograph also.
Okay. 123, is this one of those photographs of Mr. Halderson that you were able to obtain from someone?
Yes.
And I guess I'll ask, are you knowledgeable of who the photographer was?
I am not.
You yourself had opportunities to see Mr. Halderson in person, correct?
Correct.
Including in that several hour-long interview we just watched?
Yes.
And does that appear to you to be Chandler Halderson?
Definitely.
And then 124, just a different type of picture?
Yes.
Okay. You're aware ultimately that some items were discovered on that public land that's right there?
I am aware.
What town is that in?
The town of Roxbury.
Now, is the town of Roxbury a town that has police station, post office, things like that?
It does not. It's a very remote area.
Is that location in Dane County, Wisconsin?
Yes, it is.
And it is in fact the location that you've seen on drone footage and you are aware of in this investigation where any human remains were found. Is that location in Dane County, Wisconsin?
Yes, it is.
Nothing further at this time?
Cross-examination?
Detective, those photographs of Mr. Halderson came from an ex-girlfriend
Correct.
who contacted your agency?
I forget how contact was made, whether she contacted us or we contacted her. I don't recall.
So part of the investigation was certainly contacting people who know or knew of Mr.
Correct.
Halderson, correct?
Yes.
Nothing else. Thank you.
Any redirect?
No.
He had more than one girlfriend. How does somebody like him keep getting women? Like Darrell, I don't understand. How are these men getting these women? Women. I'm talking to all the women out there right now. Have some more self-respect, women. Hey, Erica. Welcome in, hon. Oh, hubba hubba hunk comments? No, there's no hubba hubba, Mark. He's gross. I better shut it. I'm always outnumbered. You are always outnumbered. Oh my goodness, y'all. He's gross. He's what makes it even more gross is the fact that he lies the way he does. But then you add in the way he talks and the way he acts, and it's just like, what do you find attractive about that? Oh, I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh, oh. Y'all, I can't believe he doesn't walk around with more protective gear on. I swear to God. How could he be with his naked skin out there? He's got money. He ain't got no dang money. Lenny, he's never worked. He doesn't have any money. It was all made up. I know you know that, but oh, everyone has typed Mark. This guy, yeah, Mark always gets the overload of all our banter. Oh, you guys. Okay, we've been on for like over almost 3 hours. You gave me a drool bib yesterday. Yeah, but did you see the man? Did you see the doctor? And he was a doctor. This guy though? Ugh. Mark says, "Come on, girls. He's a real catch." Oh my gosh. I mean, the monotone voice. I I want to see something because it just didn't seem like there was much. I want to see more stuff of him because I listened to a few of the phone calls before, and even in the phone calls, he's like, blah, 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 blah. I just want to smack him and say, spit it out. Spit it out. What are you trying to say? Tell me. I have no patience. I really don't. I go in overdrive and bulldoze mode. I can't with people like that. He is a pipsqueak. Throw him back. Imagine the pillow talk in the couch fort, Mark. Oh, oh gosh, y'all are killing me. All right, guys. Well, I don't know if I'm going to come on again today or not, and I'm going to try to get something done tomorrow. But I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go, and y'all go over to watch the Ethan Crumbly sentencing. I'm not showing it here because they'll demonetize me if I show it, so there's no point in me even doing that. But I'm going to head over there now and watch it. Y'all be good. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you. And I'll see you soon. Bye, y'all.